Okay, welcome to Umoja T.W.O, where today I'm just doing a pseudo fill-in as an introduction in place of my man, Coach Danzy. But we have a great show coming to you today, and I'll let Coach Danzy and a few come on in here. We have a special guest that'll be coming upon who will be joining us, a guest host in the whole 9 yards. We're gonna have a little conversation today, talk about Little Westbrook and what's happening with him and him feeling like he's the most vilified person ever in the NBA. And we also get into a little bit about Michael Rappaport and that whole situation that took place with him and KD about the sharing of tweets and disclosing some things and exposing some things and so forth and so on. So we'll get right into it. Welcome everyone. We're glad to have you. Feel free to comment and all those things. We're working on being able to, I guess, Coach Danzy, at some point, will talk to you about if you want me to share the link with you to be able to come in and join us via telephone, you can do that as well. So we're
Yes,
still getting abreast of that, but we'll have that for you at some point, being very sharp with it. And Noah, after that, no other than Coach Danzy.
yes,
Welcome.
yes, Coach. We got some interesting topics to start off with, and I want to say first, though, man, how's your week so far going, man?
My week is going pretty well, man. You know what I'm saying? These weeks go by very fast, but we always at the end of it already. So, but other than that, it's been going well. And yourself?
Yes, doing good. We got the little break coming up right now, and let me get this fixed. Got a little break coming up right now, for a whole week, so I'm pretty excited about it. All right,
Um,
so Coach, what you I guess we want to bring on our special guest, right? Our special guest Omar Ford in the building to get his thoughts on some of these topics that we want to talk about. Omar is abreast of what's going on in the NBA, Coach. We got to have him on set to talk about this.
yeah, absolutely. K51 joining us in the building. No other than Ford Tough. That's what we like to refer to as Omar as Ford Tough. Once he gets his audio and his video established here, he'll be joining us momentarily so we can get started and get it going, get it popping, get this debate, get this discussion, and all those good things.
Hey, Omar, Coach Omar, do me a favor. Turn your camera sideways to get the landscape view. We want to get the whole. There you go, my man. Now, the first topic I guess we want to talk about is the Westbrook thing, Coach Omar. The Westbrook comment came out not too long ago where he said he's the most, vilified athlete, ever in the NBA. I don't know if it's sports at all, but he said the NBA. I want to get you guys takes on that comment just to get things started. Let me know what you think, Coach.
I
Oh,
didn't
first
even
of
hear
all,
that.
I was gonna say, did you even hear that comment? I was gonna say that
I
first.
didn't hear that. When you first mentioned it, when you first started talking about it, I thought you was referring to May's comment when he broke the record when he had the 35, 14 rebounds and the 21 assists, and Stephen A was like, "I don't care, they're losing or whatever," and then he kind
Right.
of got upset. I thought you was referring to that.
Yeah. Nah.
But it's probably as a result of that comment anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. I'm gonna have to hold off on that because like I got to gather my thoughts. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. He is scrutinized very heavily, but I don't know if he's the most.
Right. Right.
I don't know. I got to think about that for a second.
Yeah. 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 And I'll go next. And I said the same thing. I heard a few people talking about it, but it said somebody made a big point, man. It said, "Yo, LeBron is the most vilified. I mean, if he do something for a school, he's doing, he's going to another team. If he stands out on this topic and doesn't stand up for another topic, people get upset for him. So everything he does, he gets vilified for. Either he stands up for it, or if he doesn't, or if he goes to another team, or if he doesn't, it's always something with LeBron. You know what I mean? So I think LeBron might be the top of that list, just off the
I
initial. You
think,
know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah, he's more. Yeah, his steps, his moves, his comments, everything are more scrutinized than Russell Westbrook. So I would have to agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's funny that you said that about the whole the concept of it being LeBron James because of Omar you added the transitions, the decisions, and different things of that nature being vilified for the moves that they've been made. However, you really think that he's been more vilified than Russell Westbrook? Like, I mean, can we kind of like look at this from what are we going to judge this? Are we judging this by basketball alone, like social move? Like, what is the totality of how we're going to really explain what this villain thing is and being vilified? So let's like kind of like break that down.
All right, so you saying that he didn't get vilified for on the basketball court? You saying?
No, we're talking about more so. So I want to define more so. We talking about more so. So we got to break down what we're talking about here.
All right. I mean, he got vilified. Go ahead, Coach. Go ahead, Omar.
No, I gotta hear I need to read it or hear the comment in its context to be able to, you know what I mean? Because I still the first time I heard of it when Coach Danzy mentioned it, so I don't know what context it was given or what was the conversation prior to that comment or so I'm still in limbo as far as
I heard that comment in like driving. I was driving in and I heard it on the radio. You know what I mean? So I said, "Oh, that might be something we might want to tackle tonight." So I didn't see it in the paper or nothing like that. You know what I mean? It was just on some driving, so I couldn't stop and take down notes or nothing like that.
The thing I'm thinking about it is the more so like when I used to when I say vilified for Russell Westbrook, for me, it was certain things like, yo, this dude is not a point guard. He's not a leader. He will never win a championship. This will never happen. He's a ball hog. He's not a good teammate. He's not a locker room guy. He's not this. He's not that. Yes, he is a great competitor, but that's kind of where it stopped at. When I hear vilify of him and when he say he was being vilified, those are the things that come to mind about being kind of the most vilified in the NBA. And another player that comes to mind is Allen Iverson, who kind of plays similar to what this guy plays like. So when you talk about vilification or what have you, that's the type of thing I'm thinking about when it, along the lines when Russell Westbrook said, I've been the most vilified person in the NBA history.
I don't know. You got, I mean,
that's I don't know. I can't say the most because
I don't know.
The majority, like when his name came up in controversy as far as being a questionable teammate, when that was brought to the surface, quite a few of his former teammates stepped up and vouched for him.
Right.
So
I mean, but is that politically correctness though? Like, let's keep it a stack. That might be politically correctness.
It might not be though. It might not be.
But I'm saying, yeah,
but on who's saying it though.
Right.
True. But I'm saying though, let's not mistake the fact that we can't take all of that and say yes, knowing that guys are going to say certain things in front of the camera and don't want to be looked at in that way. I mean, it was even rumors that KD left because he didn't want to play with him and felt like he was too selfish and he was more of a me guy and that we couldn't win like that. So, I mean, that was stuff coming right out of KD's kind of vortex right there. So,
and we found out that wasn't true though, right? We did find out that wasn't true, right? Them dudes is like best buds or whatever.
No, I mean, you got to, what you don't understand that guys make nice and play nice for the cameras and for the political world, that so they walk away with their own personal feelings and how they really feel inside. I played with high school teammates. Y'all play with college teammates, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. On the lunch break, this is my man. And out in the courtyard, this is my man. In the locker room by yourself on the bench, you like, yo, he a gunner. Yo, he don't pass. Yo, he not a team player. Like, come on, y'all.
Yeah, you were nah. That's a fact. So we can't really get a proper determination unless we actually speak to one of them. Then
no, what I'm saying though, when you in your estimation. When you look at it, I mean, I'm not trying to rope nobody into saying who was and who wasn't, but just based on certain, like I thought about when I first heard the most vilified, I thought about Allen Iverson because he got tagged with some of the same kind of things that Russell Westbrook got tagged with. Not a team player, a gunner, me first type of guy, bad locker room. Remember the whole concept, practice. We're talking about practice. It's like that whole concept was going on and things of that nature. So vilified, he was a thug, the way he dressed and all that. He helped single-handedly change the dress code in the NBA because they were giving him flack.
So now you're taking off the court now. Now you're taking off the court now. Now before you were staying in the court, now you're taking off the court.
No, I never said stay in the court. I said what we had to do was we had to delineate which one was which to break it down of what we're talking about in the words in the context of villain. Are we encompassing in court, off court, this, that, personal life?
Everything.
Like,
Everything.
okay, well, that's what I'm saying. I'm bringing up all the points of trying to cover the gamut of everything that some of these players went through.
So AI might be
LeBron there.
On the court and off the court. AI might be the most because LeBron and Westbrook's philanthropical work outside speaks volumes. So right now, consider all things considered, the criteria it got to be AI.
Yeah, because on the court, it can't be much of LeBron on the court. We're talking about decisions. Far as play on the court, LeBron was the most team consummate player, especially coming out of high school.
That decision was a big deal, yo.
No, this is what I'm talking about on the court. I'm talking about on the court in the sense of play. I'm talking about play. We're talking about Westbrook being considered a gunner, not a team player, self-me guy. LeBron was a guy, by all accounts, still to this day in NBA history, everybody will say he's the star you want to play with on the court. If anybody want to play with a star, along a star, LeBron is the guy that nobody didn't really have a problem with playing with. People wouldn't want to play with Kobe. People wouldn't want to play with Mike. But people really didn't have a problem with playing with LeBron because he was considered a team guy, pass first guy, and all those type of things. So he really wasn't vilified for his play on the court. If we want to kind of, compartmentalize that.
He wasn't, but he's like, that's the thing that people don't really realize. He is he don't got the same demeanor as them, but he's just as demanding as a teammate. So
true.
It's just the perception. Because I've heard quite a few people say, like, and from what we see of him, he to a certain degree, in his own right, he's a perfectionist. So playing with him, I mean, yeah, if you had to pick out of one, I'd love to play with him, but it ain't no walk in the park now.
Yeah, I seen him. He bug out on players, man. Like during game, I seen him do it. You know what I mean? But I mean, he holds himself to a high standard too, though. So he feel liberty to do that. Like if I can do it, if I'm doing the right thing, if I'm running the play the right way or whatever, I expect you guys to do the same thing. You know what I mean? So you really can't get mad at the best player doing the right way. You can't get mad at that.
No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't think a best player has carte blanche to act any way he wants to act, because sometimes he's out of line. Bottom line.
Nah. If you're in the heat of the moment and one of the guys who's one of your guys on your team, and he's supposed to be at a certain spot, he's not there, I'm wilding.
We're not just talking about a certain spot.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm talking about overall, but you're pointing a picture of certain things about him. He got a right to kind of ring out a guy or what have you.
I mean, I seen him do it. I'm not saying he do it all the time. You see him do it all the time?
I'm just saying it's not always okay. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying it's not always okay.
I mean, what do you mean? I mean,
I remember Ty Law. What Ty Law had to tell him in the huddle, it was something to the effect. Ty Law told him, "Shut the hell up! Like, shut up."
You mean
don't say nothing right now? You're bugging right now.
Right there, that's somebody above him.
Right.
That's somebody who that's
Ty Lue. Ty Lue. Yeah, Ty Lue, not Ty Law. Yeah, Ty Lue. Yeah.
So,
yeah. So, and LeBron is definitely the coach on the floor. So that's how you even said it yourself, a consummate player. You just praised this dude a second ago about everybody wants to play with him and everything else. You mean they can't handle him getting on him about not being in the right spot?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that because you're the best player doesn't justify you coming out your face or acting a certain way. Sometimes that may be unbecoming to another player. You can't just ceremoniously dismiss it as, oh, he's the best player, he get to do that.
I'm saying,
no, sometimes you out of line, my guy.
Yeah, that's true. But Sue, I mean, he ain't no Michael Jordan. He ain't punching dudes in the face in practice. I mean, he ain't doing that.
No, I understand that. But I'm just saying, a person to a person, sometimes you need to be checked too, whether you're LeBron or not. LeBron has sometimes during those games had to apologize to players and bug out.
Right. We talking about something else now. We going somewhere else.
All right, we cool. We can chill it right there. But yeah, so going back to the most vilified, I probably tend to agree with O to a degree. Well, maybe it has to be AI.
Yeah, on and off the court, in totality, yeah, it got to be. Or Rodman.
I would say Rodman, word. But I don't know. LeBron, man, he gets it off the court politically, man. If he want to stand up for like something like a cause that with the police, killing black men, you know what I mean. But if something else happened to another ethnic group, they expect him to jump out and do it. He
or when
don't do it.
didn't say anything about the China situation.
You know what I mean? You gonna give, you know what I mean? You get banged. You know what I mean?
Fair. That's fair.
You know,
that's fair.
Like,
that's fair.
He gotta be everything to everybody. You know what I mean? So that's just tough. That's tough.
He made the school. Then they found out that he didn't totally fund it. They got some money from here. Then there was an issue with that. It's
right.
Like, yo, hold on.
Yeah.
Like, the initiative, the thought, like just because he didn't totally fund it now, that's a stain on his. Like, come on.
Right.
I mean, right. I guess because of history, I kind of knew he didn't fund the school. People don't understand the dynamics of funding the whole school and what that really entails. So when Jalen Rose did it, we understood then that he did it in conjunction with other funders and different things of that nature, and he wasn't solely responsible for it. So when I heard LeBron did it, I was thinking along the same continuum that he did exactly what Rose did.
So is that LeBron's fault, or is that the media's
portrayal
of it? Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Well, the public only gets the perception that the media portrays.
Right. So I guess when you're the star and you're the biggest star in a particular genre, I guess that you by a byproduct or inconsequential situation, you become vilified because you're the face of everything and you're out there and everybody's watching your every move. So when you don't make a certain move on a certain thing, I guess you are more open to be criticized or vilified for certain things because you're at the top of the mountain, so to speak.
Yeah.
I can somewhat agree with that, but
somewhat.
I give you a little bit on that. You know how I give it up.
Wow.
But it's lonely at the top. The spotlight is on you, so to whom much is given, much is required. So you gotta take it in stride. Not saying it's right, but you want the money or the fame? Which one?
Yeah, it comes with the territory. With the territory. I mean, you don't hire publicists and mentor coaches and advisors. You don't have all these people on these staff for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Because these are the people that have to help you manage and deflect all that stuff and know what to take in and what to leave alone. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody had you somewhere feeling some kind of way or something because you don't, go according to, that's a whole nother level. Whole nother level.
Yes, sir. I think we exhausted that topic there. Both of you guys did a great job. Let me see here. All right, so you got something to say, Coach? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. So I want to talk about the KD situation, Kevin Durant situation with Michael Rappaport, right? And this dude did some.
Shaking his head. So O must have some intel on this one.
Oh yeah, it's gonna make it a lot more fun now. But I thought initially when I first even before I really knew what really happened, I just heard somebody put a post of it, and I said, "Yo, I don't really like. I disagree with a lot of stuff Michael Rappaport talks about."
Absolutely.
You know what I mean, so I was already against it anyway. Before I then when I got to intel, Omar, about what happened, how it transpired, I was really like done with Michael.
I like Michael Rappaport. What are you talking? I like Michael Rappaport.
You would like
him too, but he's human.
Yeah,
he's human, so he got some flaws with him too.
He got a lot of them.
First of all, that was a private conversation.
Exactly. That's a street code. I mean, man code, whatever.
Mike wrong for. I mean, he can feel how he feels, but it's a difference if KD went to social media and to the public saying all this stuff.
Right.
He's totally entitled to how he feels. But it was a direct conversation between two people. So for him to not only bring it to the public, but in detail.
Yeah.
In detail. It's like you trying to get everybody to side with you.
Yep. Yep.
No, I mean, like that's some half a man type of stuff. KD was out of pocket for the language, like because he initiated it. He could have easily exercised his right just to not even say anything.
Right.
Hey, give Coach a chance. Coach, do you privy to what the tweets are so you can, for our viewing
Oh,
pleasure, be
yeah.
able to just exactly say what they were?
Well, I'm gonna have to do some self-censorship when dealing with this one. All right. So, and this was the initial tweet that he put out in in and he attached the other tweets to it. So he put down, I received threats and disgusting messages daily, but never in my wildest dreams that I think KD would be among them. The he put a snake symbol. The snake himself is now threatening me, bringing up my wife and wants to fight. This is supposed to be America's sweetheart, right? Now I don't ever remember like KD being like extra, like trying to be like squeaky clean. He was a regular dude. Like if you just said that about like Tiger Woods before all that stuff happened with him, or like Derek Jeter, then you might have a point with that comment, like saying he's America's sweetheart. Like I didn't understand that coming from him. I didn't understand it at all. But this first tweet, well, Omar, you want to say something real quick before I get to the tweet?
No, I agree with you. He was never the American sweetheart.
Yeah, please. I mean, what are you talking about? All right, so I hope I get them in order. I don't know if I got it in the right order or not, but I do know this. The tweets were sent out like December 23rd, and he sent them out yesterday. So he held on to these things, and now he's picking it up like 3 months later. You know what I mean? So it's crazy.
Like he got an album coming out or something.
Like real talk. Word up. So KD, he said. So this is Michael Rappaport. He says KD seemed deeply in his feelings with the with the NBA TV and TNT crew after the game. He said, "Damn it, he's a superstar, sensitive about everything. Don't do the interview." And then KD came back. You a Mitch. You know what I mean? Basically, all right. Mm-hmm. And then I can't tell if this is him or somebody else that wrote something. Yeah, I can't really tell if it's him or somebody else writing this because it's in a different color. But it says just do the bleeping interview, and if you're upset about something, they've said say something up there like you're looking like you're up there looking like you're gonna cry. So that's Michael Rappaport saying that. I did the interview. You blank head. Then he said tell your daddy Chuck to be better at his job and frame his questions better. He gave me 2 options for the dumb blank question, yes or no. So that was, I don't know if you guys remember that game. I actually watched that game when Chuck asked him a question, he just gave him like a 1-word answer, like yeah or nah or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he went off on that. And I guess Michael Rappaport got upset over that for some reason. I don't know why he got so emotionally attached to that, but that's what he said. That's one of them. You guys want to discuss that one real quick before I go on?
Michael Rappaport got a habit of sticking his nose where it don't belong.
Real talk.
Like what? How relevant is he to the basketball world? Like, you're a basketball fan.
Yes.
We respect your, you being a fan of, love the culture and the sport and all that. But like some things, like,
he's in that big, he's in that big 3 with Ice Cube. So he think he got a little more, say, I guess, what's going on in the NBA. I don't get it.
Third in the big 3. Like, come on.
You know what I mean? So I mean, the dude basically living vicariously through these guys for some reason.
Yeah,
you know what
absolutely.
I mean? So this is what it is.
The crazy thing about it is KD said that they're friends, and they tweet like that all the time. Yeah, my friends.
Word up.
we ain't never had no tweets like that with that language and that conversation. So.
Right.
The whole thing is just weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird. Like they would just create a situation, and then like Coach Danzy said, It was December before Christmas. Why is it just now? Like it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's almost like I don't know if Rappaport is trying to tarnish KD or something. Like
word up. And that's another thing too. Like you just don't do that though, man. You don't send out if he DM'd you, that's different, man. Like you don't supposed to do that. I didn't even agree with the remember that back in the day when that the owner of the LA Clippers, that racist dude. Yeah, when the girl played this record, I didn't agree with that.
Private conversation.
Right.
But you know what? They use that as an example, saying that the players should learn from that. That right. You know that this is from now on. It's a saying.
Nothing. Right.
Say it, forget it, write it, regret it.
Right.
So you got to have that conversation with that person.
Yo, say that again, Omar. Say that again, Omar.
Say it, forget it, rewrite it. You're gonna regret it because it's always going. Once you text or something, you know the screenshots and all that. They can erase it, but it's still retrievable. Yeah. So spit it out.
That's what your boy Herm said that, right? He said, "Don't hit send."
He said, "Don't hit send." Young people, do me a favor. Don't hit send.
Yeah, that's the truth, though.
Word up. Yo, but then in the second tweet, yo, he says, this is Michael Rappaport. He said, I heard it all before, cunt. I don't know if that's I've been hearing it. I never got the really definition for that word ever. It's nothing that we really use in our culture, but I hear other people do it. Chuck doesn't need you as security. You you pale face guzzler Mitch. So I'm beeping out a whole. I'm trying to self-beep myself as I'm reading this, right? I swear I'm
passing the bill.
Word up, word up, yo. I mean, it's just nutty. I swear I'm gonna spit in your face when I see you dirty behind. Remember, I'm censoring myself when I'm reading this. All right, guys.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Bet your life on it. Meet me tomorrow on West 17th tomorrow at 10. Or better yet, what's your address? 10 a.m. at Catch Steak on the corner. Meet me there. What's a good word for that?
Yeah, they going. You know, tag on well. Man, you telling somebody. You telling.
Yeah.
Again, these are supposed to be friends, though.
Wow. I can't even tell who's saying what after a while because Mike, his tweet, his face is not, his wife's face isn't coming on or something. No, Michael, his Twitter is like a Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah,
is his face, but he got all the Tekashi 6ix9ine stuff on him. You know what I mean? The fake tattoo and the hair and all that. So it's a little nutty, but it gets more bizarre. I'm gonna stop there. I mean, it gets funnier and bizarre, but just that Mike, man, he took an L, and he didn't really say nothing about his wife either. Tell you the truth, he just mentioned her like, yo, your wife is mad at you. You know what I mean? Like you're doing this. He didn't say nothing like defaming his wife. You know what I mean? He didn't say like his wife was ugly or nothing like that. He was like saying the way where
I think he was trying to get the public on his side.
Yeah.
Because he mentioned it like, you want to bring my wife into this, and that's a blanket statement. So that leads people to, oh my gosh, he just called his wife out, or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Because he said this is what he said about his wife. I'll clean it up. Says your wife mad as blank because you wasting that little bit of money on lawyers because you can't take a joke. Ha. You mussy. You mussy are you? No, how mussy are you? Your wife doesn't even respect your Mitch behind.
Yeah, he didn't say nothing bad about the wife. He just referred to her.
Yeah.
He was mad that he made a reference to her.
Right.
I just think it's a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah.
But like, what brought about it? The whole. I'm not even sure.
It was a comment that Michael Rappaport jumping into the situation for no reason, but with the interview. That's what it all stemmed from. You know what I mean? It's like for real. If you boys like that, then why you You can see him face to face.
Yeah. Or have a phone call with him. Like,
Right.
if the interview has no content referring to you or directly affecting you, why? Yeah, I told you Michael Rappaport always sticking his nose in something, man, trying to be relevant.
Right. Because I just don't see why you would unless you want attention for some reason. Like you said, he probably got a movie coming out or a record. Like, for real.
You waited 3 months. Like, oh, well, you ain't want to upset nobody Christmas dinner. Like, I mean,
yeah.
Why now? Why? Almost exactly 3 months from when it happened.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You reveal this.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, Coach, what you got?
Well, for me, Coach, first and foremost, it's crazy because I'm really upset at myself that we didn't discuss KD as being one of the most vilified, especially some of the treks that he took, as far as from OKC, joining the team, Golden State. You know what I mean?
Well, you kind of killed. Well, you kind of killed it with your assessment early on. So
no, it's all good. Go ahead. Got a timeout.
Hold on. Is it not warranted? Isn't this the same guy that said he had burner accounts? This is the same guy that had burner accounts, tweeting and feeding into the controversy. So he should be vilified doing stuff like that.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was thinking about it, and when we got on the KD topic, I was saying to myself, I was like, "Yo, he's worthy of being considered one of the most vilified, considering, you know what I'm saying, some of the ways that he did things."
Wait,
because he had
a burner account. Because he had a burner account. That's why he should be vilified.
Bruh, you a half a man. You tweeting at somebody else controversial stuff. Like you don't deserve some backlash from that?
Yeah, but we don't know that's truly him. Do we know that for sure?
He said it.
Oh, okay.
He said it.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'm talking in terms more so from a perspective of the moves he made too as well. Some of the moves he made, like
going to Golden State.
Right, going from OKC to Golden State, joining a team that beat you. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking from that perspective more so, you know, and then going to Brooklyn and having all these guys. Now, I know you can't totally make him responsible for general manager decisions or what have you, but he does have a say in those decisions nonetheless. And those guys coming in making a super duper team, which is something that we might get a chance to discuss here a little bit later on in the show. But all those things along with the burner accounts and all those kind of things, that's the things that I'm talking about in terms of him being in the conversation of one of the most vilified. You know what I mean? Like you joined us, what was it, 72 game team wins team and all of this kind of stuff. Like, yo, so yeah, that's what I was talking in terms of that.
I agree with that, but the difference between him and say AI was just himself. He was just being himself, and it was in a different era where it was like almost a changing of the guard.
Right.
LeBron and Westbrook, I don't think they contributed to their vilification in a negative way. KD, the burner counts like that for me. That for me puts you in the bad boy category because you're not being transparent. You know what I mean? And you when you had those accounts, you was poking the bear to a certain degree. You know what I mean? You wasn't like really being objective, trying to find the information. You picking people to see what they really think about you. Like you're not comfortable in your own skin. KD worry about everything else other than in between that square too much for me. He worry about people's opinions. He worry about fans and social media. He just worry about everything. People that have no relevance or any effect on his success.
Go ahead, Coach.
No, I'm saying I like that though. I'm not saying the burner kind of like. I'm just saying I like that he takes the time out to interact with the fans. I mean, if I wrote a tweet and then I wrote a tweet and he comment back, I'll be like happy. I'll be excited. Like, yeah, he got back to me. You know what I mean? Like I feel like this dude is taking his time out of busy schedule to give me a shout out. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's a bad thing.
That's fine, but he has taken things that fans have said personal, like on
regular fans, Omar, or the media.
Absolutely.
Oh wow.
Even before he went to Brooklyn, people was talking about he too soft to play in New York. He going back and forth with a fan because the fan saying he too soft. Like there's a few different occasions where he was going back and forth with just the average Joe on social media because they tweeted something that got under his skin.
So that brings me to my point. Well, I guess it kind of nullifies it a little bit because not totally. It brings me to my point. Michael Rappaport is Michael Rappaport. Should KD had engaged in that type of back and forth thing with him, knowing that he got more probably to lose than to gain than this guy? I mean, I guess hindsight, I'm not thinking this guy is going to share it, but even just knowing what you're dealing with in his past experience with the burner accounts, with Twitter, and with everything else, not putting the onus totally on him, but at this point, should KD kind of been like, nah, you know what? It gains me nothing to go back and forth with this guy.
Omar said it though. He said that was his boy. He said it was they was friends.
Same thing, but they said they was friends. So, and they said one of the things I think it said they talked like that to each other before, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so it's really on homeboy for letting it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what make it even worse on Michael part. Because if they got type of interactions before where it's commonplace and y'all blow it off and we'll get back to being chummy, then Michael's even more wrong for making it public.
No question.
That's just my opinion.
I agree with you.
I got you.
Coach Fuller's about to give Michael Rappaport a way out. All right, he's going to be on the other side. He's going to give him a bailout package. You know what I mean? About to co-sign him. Go ahead, coach.
No, I'm just saying.
If it don't fit, it must have quit, right?
I'm saying at some point, just even not beyond the fact of you being my homeboy or whatever. At some point, what was to go that in depth with going back and forth over a situation or circumstances is what I'm saying. Like that became very personal. Like you saying that's my boy, like we boys and we don't really communicate like that. We don't talk like that. You know what I'm saying? So engaging in that kind of rhetoric back and forth where you even having to mention the wife or make mention of her even in dialogue. You know, I know some cats I'm on this panel right now where if you said something about their wife, you know what I'm saying, even mentioning her in conversation, you know what I'm saying, it'd be tough. You know, I'm just saying. So I don't know.
Nah, you got a valid point.
But at the same time, they were buddies. They were chums. You know what I mean? And that's what they do all the time. Why try to expose it now? Why try to expose it? I can't get over that. You can try to sweep under the rug all you want, coach. But I'm
gonna leave it alone because I'm a part of this chat that certain guys say certain things with each other, and I know for a fact that we don't want any of that stuff to get out, and we're just friends taking shots at each other, having a fun ball and everything else. And if one of us violate that code, that would be a problem, straight up and down. It would be like, yo, meet me on West Street. Be like, meet me on Colony Street. Yo, meet me on Colony Street.
Situation is more common than not, then.
Word up.
So yeah, all right, cool. I can get with that.
Yeah. All right, so we all go ahead, coach. What do you say?
I was going with the super team.
Oh, okay.
But go ahead. The thing.
Go ahead, rock with it.
So I'm thinking right now. So we brought O on, and we brought you on because we feel in addition to among other things, but one of the things that Coach and I was discussing was like, yo, Omar could be our saving grace here with the NBA. I don't often get a chance to watch a lot of games as much as I would like to. And so what we want to discuss now is the Brooklyn Nets and that composed super team, as you want to call it or whatever. What are your thoughts on that, man? And I'm even hearing that, they might even get the sharpshooter right there from Duke.
JJ Redick?
JJ Redick and stuff. I heard that he trying to get out of his contract to possibly
And
come
got
join the
enough.
fray as well.
Golly.
Brooklyn up right now, like 40-something to 18 over Charlotte. But
Yo, it's the Brooklyn way, yo. I'm just saying.
Strong arming everybody and everything. Man.
As Biggie would say, huh?
Yeah.
First of all, two-part question. What's your thoughts? We can go in a roundtable discussion on what's your thoughts on it, and can they be beat? And if they can, how? Or if you think they can't be beat, if you had to be the coach, you were the coach on that sideline, and you were going against the Brooklyn Nets, what would be any type of strategy, whatever? Just have that in mind.
You give a lot of questions right now to remember, right?
Well, you don't have to answer all of them. I'm just giving you. I'm trying to put you in a place of putting you back against the wall. You can sit here and go. If you were the guy, you would be like this. Ain't no team beating Brooklyn. From this standpoint. But if you're the coach in the locker room, you're not coming in that locker room with your assistant coaches talking about something. Yo, that's the Brooklyn. It's a dub. You're going to be going there trying to find 100,000 ways how you can shock the world. Maybe like Larry Brown did with the Detroit Pistons when he beat that LA team. Sorry, sore spot there. But that LA team with Karl Malone, Gary Payton, and Kobe Bryant, Shaq, and all that crew.
Okay. What's the first question you want answered? What was the first one you said? The super team, right?
Yeah.
So is Brooklyn a super team? That's the question.
Super duper.
Yeah, super duper team. Yeah, they're super duper.
They just got to if they get healthy, man. I mean,
that wasn't the question. That was not the question.
Well,
the question was, what are your thoughts on Brooklyn being a super team and having all those players over there? That was the question. Rephrasing my stuff.
I mean, it's becoming commonplace now, so I'm not shocked anymore. Like, it's super teams are becoming a norm. So, wow.
It's getting so crazy. They want to expand it to like 2 teams too. I heard they talk about
I don't know. I don't know. I'm stuck. Yeah, one of y'all take it. I can't.
Right. So say the question again, Coach.
What are your thoughts on them? On that super team?
On Brooklyn. My thoughts on Brooklyn being a super team. I think right now they're the team to beat. I mean, even LA is struggling right now trying to find pieces, and they desperately look for Drummond to be that piece, I guess, because of Homeboy being out, right? And I could have swore like a couple years ago, man, people were like ready to give up on Drummond as being in the league. And now they're like, he's the dude that saves the Lakers right now. They got high hopes on this guy to produce. So I'm a little confused by that. And I'm like Coach too. I haven't watched a whole bunch of NBA games, so I might be talking side of my face a lot of this. But from what I did see though, Brooklyn is that team, and Kevin Durant. They said in a couple more weeks he would be observed to see he could be ready to come back. So he's gonna be out for another couple weeks at least. So he might just be ready for the playoffs. And if he's ready for the playoffs and he's healthy, with Harden and Kyrie, who's touching them? You got to hope for a chemistry breakdown, some infighting. We got to hope Kyrie just go bonkers and go off the deep end and start doing all this sage, spreading all this sage around the gym and just going nuts. I mean, you just got to be on this flat earth stuff where he just blowing everybody's mind, everybody's just not ready to play ball. Okay, that's one thing he's gonna save you right now, because the Lakers, the only team that could probably mess with them are the Lakers, and the Lakers. The big man is done. A big man is hurt. I haven't heard no timetable when he's coming back. So that's my comment on anybody beating them, if that was the question. Go ahead, Coach, your turn.
Yo, watch your mouth about the flat earthers, all right? Don't watch your mouth. All right.
Oh, well, I rock with them, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. Listen, so here's the deal. First of all, yeah, you are out of touch because Drummond has been a guy that has definitely out of the league stuff was talking. I don't know when you were talking that. Drummond has been like really a guy that's been tearing it up in the last several years in the league.
Several years? Several years?
Absolutely.
He played for Detroit. I'm a Detroit fan. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. No, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. But go ahead.
I believe Drummond made the All-Star team. I think he was part of the All-Star team.
I said a couple years back. You like I said it like he was
you
like
said 2.
year.
All right, let's get. We're gonna get beyond that, but like 2 years back, he was still doing his thing. You probably talking 5, 6 years.
If you want to nail me down to that, if you want to nail me to that, go ahead.
All right, cool. I just want to make sure. I was wondering because you did say you prefaced it by saying you've been out of touch. You did preface it by saying that. I just want to confirm that. That's all.
I did say that he was like talking about him not being in the league. I did say that too.
Okay, cool. All right. Enough said. But my estimation on that whole thing with hold on here, guys.
Oh, here you go to the Googles again.
No, I had to get that out. No, yeah, I'll probably be just like this as the coach. Like, damn, Harden. How do we start Harden? Kyrie.
3 of the top 5 closers. Like
you get to Kyrie, right? You'd be like Kyrie. You'd be like, damn, KD, damn. Blake Griffin?
Take a knee.
Blake Griffin? Damn.
Really? You really gonna be saying Blake Griffin? Really? You gonna be like that? Really? You might say, oh, Blake Griffin. Okay.
No. What I was saying was, no, you didn't get it. What I was saying was, we already know Harden, boom, boom, boom. You like, damn, and they got Griffin too. Like, when we don't get a break, is what I'm saying. We don't get a break.
You get a break with Griffin and Aldridge. Yeah,
you don't get a break at that position.
No, you see how Griffin plays since he been there? Like he took the last month off on purpose.
Well, he's a Sooner, so I know I rocks with him. You know what I mean?
We don't want to hear that right now. I don't want to hear that. So, Dion, you got Dion Jordan over there as well. You know what I mean? It's like, that's tough because my whole thing is when you got that many guys, because let's face it, the NBA comes down to basically this. This is what the NBA basically comes down to. The last 4 or 5 minutes or so in the game, who can you spread the floor and who are your best one-on-one players? And that's why we know Mike was just one of those guys, because when you stretch the floor, when it comes down to your one-on-one player and their one-on-one player, Mike was just the ultimate one-on-one player. Guys like Kobe, LeBron, etc. Kyrie Irving, always been one of those, hit the big shot in that championship with Cleveland, was a closer, the whole 9 yards. Harden, it just makes it just so much sweeter for him because we know he could compile numbers. We know he hasn't really gotten in the playoffs, but he compiles numbers. And he probably arguably one of the toughest, if not the toughest one-on-one cover in the league. And that's maybe one thing that we can discuss next on our show is take note of it. Who's the best, who's the toughest covers, maybe 1 through 10 or whatever in the NFL, in the NBA when you talk about one-on-one. You got Dak cooking, KD already proven back-to-back champion, MVPs, all that kind of crazy stuff. It's hard to amass anything. So, I mean, it's hard. The only thing you can see on the horizon is maybe the LA Lakers with what they're trying to compile over there, and maybe with the Clippers, the moves that they're trying to make, trying to even be in the ballpark, so to speak, on the ball court with these guys. I just don't see how it can get done.
And maybe Milwaukee.
The Sixers might got a chance, man. If Embiid is healthy,
is he hurt? He's hurt right now, right? He's hurt right now, right?
Yeah. And if Embiid can be healthy, I think Ben Simmons can neutralize one of those players. Not shut him down. I think he can neutralize one of them players.
And you got one more. You still got one. You got big 3, not a big 2.
I know. I know. That's why I said I'm pretty good. Thibault was okay. But he's gonna have to play better than he's ever played because we talk about top 5 closers in the game. So
yes,
like they got 3 of the top 5 closers in the game on one team, like top 5, not top 10, top 5. Like so.
I know one thing. Like
it's a lot of ifs. There's a lot of ifs because they look strong on paper, and they look strong on the court.
I know one thing, Coach Omar, Coach Ford, that Coach Fuller didn't really disguise his plan how to beat them. He talked all this stuff. They all this and all that, but I'm not gonna come in there and bow down to him. I'm not gonna he straight up bowed down to him. That's what he straight up did. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about here? I don't get it. Could you please explain yourself there, Coach Fuller?
Well, tonight, Coach. What we doing?
Okay. I will. So, hold on 1 second, guys. I'm sorry.
You got the Google going. Let's go.
I don't need Google for that though.
I
don't need Google for that.
Oh, okay.
I don't need Google for that. All right. So, listen, man. Listen. All I said was, in that situation, it would be. I put it on the line for you. It'd be difficult. It'd be difficult. I can't really just devise a plan of what you can potentially do against a team like that, man. I'll be going against myself and arguing with myself to be able to do that, because when you got that many closers on one team, you could spread the floor and one-on-one and create all kind of mismatches. That team is more powerful than the Golden State Warriors. You see what they were able to do? They were able to pick you apart like it was nothing. And that team got way more firepower than that team.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah. So leave me alone.
So you saying you're gonna be the coach that go in there and be like, we're gonna lose tonight. You're gonna be that coach.
We're gonna hope and pray.
So basically, there will be no shame in losing to the Brooklyn Nets this year, right? That's what we're saying. Basically, there's no shame.
The biggest shame would be the Brooklyn Nets not winning it this year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that would be the biggest shame.
And that's crazy too, because when you look back when LeBron went to Miami, the new generation talking about the big three. It took them over a season to gel.
That's right.
They lost. They got their butts smacked to Dallas that first year. So are we being realistic and saying that if Brooklyn don't win, what is the difference between our expectations of them to win in their first season, and they haven't even been able to play 15 games, all three of them together?
Ooh.
When LeBron went to Miami, they played the duration of a full season together. So they had a year to develop chemistry, relations, get used to the tendencies and all that, and they still didn't do it. So is it realistic for us to say that Brooklyn is, even though they look like the team to be, is it really realistic to?
So what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? It's no shame to go around for nobody this year. Right? That's what we're saying. Nobody deserves, nobody should be, at fault for losing.
Yo, listen. This is what I would say to you. I hear what O is saying. And I will say this. I understand the chemistry thing, and we get the fact that certain teams, sometimes we just automatically think that you can throw these teams together and think that it's going to be a perfect fit and they're fine and all that, and they can work out the kinks. And sometimes we learn that takes a little bit longer for that to take place, and you need time to gel and have chemistry. Having said that, I think this team that's been compiled here is so deep, it's so special that I think you can overcome those type of ills. I think if you do have a lack of chemistry somewhere in there, or like you said, haven't played that many games with one another, and I'm a big chemistry guy. So I don't want to undermine chemistry at all. However, I would say the kind of players that they have, I could still say it would be a shame, because I think that team right there can be able to overcome deficiencies in terms of chemistry or how much court time that they had on the court together.
Do you feel do you feel better with that comment because they got Aldridge and Griffin? Before that, would you still have that same feeling?
That's a good question because I want to touch on that after you answer that.
I can wait to answer that, but my short answer would be yes. But go ahead,
And you would probably say yes after I say what I was going to say, because you said you're a big chemistry guy, right? So now we know defense wins championships. So that'll be where the chemistry is needed the most, because the last 4 minutes we talked about a closer one-on-one being able to, so that doesn't take chemistry. That just takes spacing and let them whoever do whatever they got to do. So now understanding that defense wins championship, rotations, being in the right place, communication, that's where the chemistry is going to weigh the heaviest.
Good point, Omar.
Mm-hmm.
So do you still feel comfortable with the lack of chemistry on the defensive end, that they'll just pull it together? And to counter, James just started playing defense these last year and a half.
Right.
Kyrie,
As I say,
KD started playing defense when he went to Golden State. So they're still relatively new at buying into the defensive systems or the schemes or whatever. So now chemistry is big and defense is big. Do you still think they can overcome that lack of chemistry on the defensive end?
Yeah, I think for me, like, what happens in those situations, like, I was surprised that James Harden never took on a defensive mindset, because usually what the NBA does and what fans does is they always force one of the best players to play defense, right? They always force some of the best players. Like, even if you Kobe, you had to learn how to play D because Mike did. Mike had all those defensive year and first team defenses and all that. So that was the standard. Right. So now Kobe was like, in order for me to be Mike, I have to be that guy. You got to play both sides of the ball. That's the standard. So LeBron took on that same onus and was like, that's the standard. I'm going to be good on both sides of the football. So when Harden started becoming in those conversations about being one of the best players in the league, I thought that would kind of transpose him into taking the onus of, I'm going to play some hard D now, so I can definitely be considered that. And it never materialized. And I was shocked. Right. However, he played for a guy who I thought should never got hired by the Knicks and wind up being by the Houston, was Mike D'Antonio. We know he was never a defensive guy. Never a defensive guy. That was not a good fit for Harden to be a guy that started to learn how to play D and wants to play D under a system. That played more into Harden being the guy that he is now. So Absolutely. You fast forward and you bring him to Brooklyn now. One of the things you will see with guys is when guys are in situations now, Harden, I'm glad you mentioned Harden, because when I did the knowledge about the defensive end, one thing that I said was KD got a ring, right? Kyrie Irving got a ring, right? James Harden, you're joining the party so you could be part of that conversation, so you could sit with the ring guys. You want to sit with the ring guys, Harden. You don't want to be all your life not sitting with the ring guys, right? So you make that move to sit with the ring guys. So to sit with the ring guys, you got to make defense a priority. And whoever's on that team, Blake Griffin, he's already a defender. He's a rim protector. Jordan, same thing. He's a rim protector. He's a defender. So when you come and you say the pressure is on us, and we are, Harden ain't really had that pressure to have to win, and it was on him to definitely win. If he didn't win, it'd be like, but it was like LeBron's show. It was them other guys' show. Your boy up in Los Angeles Clippers who won it with Toronto. It was San Antonio. Kawhi Leonard. It was San Antonio's time. All those other guys or whatever, right? Now, you got to play D. You can't hide. You don't want to be the guy to say, yo, they could have won it, but you didn't play defense. So I think all these guys are going to make a commitment, and it's not like it's a lot of twitching of arms. These are guys that play D. Aldridge is a rim protector. Griffin, Deion Jordan has been that in the Clippers or what have you. Kyrie Irving is a defensive guy. He'll play D. He's not known for a defensive guy stopper, but he will assert himself to play D. KD is a defender, straight up and down. He's a defender. And so I think that you have to make that commitment when that ring is on the line, man. And I think these guys are up for the task. So I don't think that will be their issue.
All right. You got a little noise going on there, Coach Ford. You all right?
It's getting hot in here.
All right, so we're gonna close this show out with this one question here, guys. All right, so let's just say the Lakers and Coach, put the spotlight on me, please.
Yeah, we're not answering this question though right now.
All right, so okay, so I'm just gonna put it out there
for next week's show.
All right, so if the Lakers meet up with the Brooklyn Nets, and let's say the Lakers miraculously win that game, what does that do for LeBron James' legacy? Something to ponder, something to think about.
Yeah, something to think about. That's what we'll be following up with in our next show.
So we got to watch. So we got to do a lot of reading, a lot of watching of NBA this week, right? To follow up on that. Especially you, because you don't watch.
I mean, I don't have to crazy watch that to think about what that would do, right?
Yeah, you know it's gonna lead to more. It's gonna lead to more substance, more information, more questions, more. You gotta be able to be fruitful in your responses. That's all.
Yeah. So next week on YouTube TV, Umoja T.W.O TV, we will be discussing. Also, in addition to what a victory like that would do with LeBron's legacy, we're going to be discussing some of the best one-on-one talent, and we're going to be ranking them. So, Coach Ford, I have his. We don't know. We're going to mirror it down, maybe just the top 5, so it's not lengthy. And each individual have their top 5, who they think, and ranking in order their best one-on-one players are. And then we'll be following up, of course, talking about the King and seeing what that would mean for his legacy to unseat a Brooklyn team to amass another championship. What would that mean for his legacy? And we'll be coming to y'all next week. And we appreciate y'all. We appreciate everybody coming out there.
Yeah, and before you go, before we leave, before we close out, we all can agree that what Michael Rapport did was not right, was not culture, right?
Yeah, he shouldn't expose that at all.
Okay. All right. What about you, Coach? We'll get you on record.
Yo, I still need more information.
Here you go. I'm trying to close the show out, and you want to keep playing around.
About that. Yeah, I agree.
He had a private conversation in December. He ain't like it. Now he's revealing it 3 months later. That's not right.
Yeah, we can all agree. I'm only joking around. I agree. That was out of bounds. That was out of bounds.
Definitely. And then we talking about the top 5 one-on-one players in the league, in the NBA, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Next week.
I got a rookie on the list already.
Oh, don't tell us. Don't say it too soon now. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of rookies. There's a lot of rookies out there. I just want to get y'all thinking.
Okay. All right. We'd like to thank our special guest, Coach Ford, who will be here with us next week as well. This is Umoja T.W.O TV. I'm Coach Danzy, alongside my partner, Coach Fuller. We're going to say peace.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.